Dave Santarelli again from the Santarelli Exchange. I have Jeff Walker here once again. This video, guys, we're going to go over, a lot of people always ask, Dave, what makes you go with a call versus a spread versus a put? Right. So Jeff's going to ask some questions and I'm going to go over them for him.
Alrighty. So, I mean, I think all of us who are learning options, we find puts and calls a lot less intimidating than spreads. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you want to do a spread. Generally, they're safer, right?
They're safer. They're less volatile. It's simple. All you need, let's say you're entering, let's go right here. Let's go right into it, okay?
All right.
So what are you asking here? You want to know if you're going to go with a call versus a spread once we have a crossover into either breakout momentum or breakdown momentum, right?
Okay, obviously the yellow line crossed over the blue.
Yes.
And we waited for the confirmation the next day.
Yes.
We talked about this in an earlier video. Okay, what would have made you say, hey guys, buy calls, or guys, buy a vertical spread?
Okay, so early on, when I first have the crossover, first off, news is really important. Okay, if the market is worried about news going on, especially with Trump, we have a volatile president that says harsh things without knowing anything. So, unfortunately, he's doing a great job. I like what he's doing, but he has harsh words, and it affects the market. So. It depends what's going on with the news. Now that the Mueller investigation's over, that report was just released, I'm expecting to get a little pop of the market. Now, the yield curve just crossed on Friday, so that's still a little worrisome. But going back to here now, so first off, when we have the crossover, the best time to get in a vertical spread is as soon as you have the confirmation and the crossover here. Why? I like that as my weekly paycheck trades, or a monthly paycheck, whatever it is that I feel secure about. Because if we have good news, like let's say the jobs report just came out, it's a great jobs report, better than expected. We just had earnings, a Q1 earnings come out, everything's looking good. That's why then you're seeing a shift here in the breakout momentum. So if I see that and I say, hey, the news is good, we're in the breakout momentum cycle now, I'll get a spread early on. I might buy here. You could see on this chart right here. Let's look over here. Jeff, if you could go back, you guys could see right here. This is 230, 240, 250, 260, 270. So back here when we had the initial crossover, we're at around 235 right here, right? So if we buy the 235, 240 vertical call spread here, our max gain is above 240 a share. So as long as we're above 240 a share right here, let me bring up my chart. So let's make this the green one. So as you can see, right here's the crossover right here. Our entry, it depends. If you want to wait until you have the candles above the 50, that's our trade plan. Me, I've been doing this for a while, so I might get in here, especially if there's news. And sometimes I'll send out an alert, an official trade alert before they go above the 50 as well. If, like I said, we have confirmation news, earnings, something as a catalyst to give the markets a boost here. So if we're entering here and we have the green candle confirmation after, this might be our entry, right? This might be our entry for either calls, and then you're looking for the first candle to drop below that 10. And as you can see here, this whole channel here, you didn't have one single candle below that 10 SMA, did you?
No. So
you captured from 235 all the way up to right here around 255. That's a huge 20-point gain. That's about a 10% move in the share of stock, the equity, the ETF here. Now with options, if we bought the 235, 240 vertical call spread, the difference, the max you can make is the difference between it. So if you have the 235, 240, the difference between that is $5. If you paid $2.50 for that spread, the max it could be worth is $5, which is 100% return. You only need the stock above 240. That's why I like making the vertical spreads as a paycheck trade early on when we have the crossover, because it's just starting that breakout momentum. As we continue to climb here, that spread makes max gain. I close that out. I use the profits from that spread to fuel calls going forward there. And I might do calls either a month, 2 weeks, or week out, depending on how the market looks there. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using vertical spreads early on, or if there's news, like I said, the Mueller report, if we see the markets breaking out tomorrow, I might get into a spread for next week's expo, this coming week's expo.
And when would you call, that's a bad choice of words, God. When would you choose a call as opposed to a spread? When everything looks rosy?
A call, like I said, so a spread, you have your max gains capped, okay?
Right.
You already know what your max gains are entering into a spread. But like I said, if we're entering into a breakout momentum cycle, there's good news. I might do a spread as a paycheck trade and buy some calls as well, maybe for a month out.
What about
call.
the beginner, though? Should they just stick with the vertical spread?
Now, see, that's a great question, because if you have a smaller account, the calls might be quite expensive for you, where you might be able to pick up a spread for $100 a contract.
Right.
You know, so if you pick
I've
up,
been doing more of the what you call the weekly paycheck
Yes.
trades, and again, 157%.
he's up 157%
and I
since January.
really don't know what I'm doing. I have a very basic understanding, but I'm placing his official trades. Those are the ones I'm
Are
playing.
you getting into the official swing trades, or are you also in the trade room? Because here's what, with our service.
No, I'm just the official trades.
Okay. Because with our service, guys, we have our swing trades that we send out, and then we also do day trades in our trade room. So,
But for many of us, I can't look at a computer all day.
yeah, he's working.
I'm
so,
working.
So if you're a working professional, it's
Yeah.
fine to just follow the swing trades. As
Right.
you can see, he's
and
doing
I get
great
an
with
alert
those.
on my phone, so then I just flip open my computer, bang in the trade, and I move on with my job.
How has the service helped you? Has it helped?
Oh,
at
it's
all?
great because if I really don't want to, I want to understand better what I'm doing. But theoretically, you could do it just playing your official trades.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Because he's doing all the work to find these setups. So
Yeah.
it's really a nice setup.
Yeah.
I just said setup twice in the same sentence.
So again, so when we're in breakout momentum, you want to do a spread early on. Like I said, depending on the news, what's going on, no condition's always the same. So you can't say, hey, this is what you're going to do, because it all depends the news, what's going on in the economy, the politics, everything.
But in case you're wondering, I think a good way to wrap this up is when you put out a trade, Dave will say, buy puts, buy calls. But, we're going to do a vertical spread. And sometimes I've seen you say, listen, if you want, you can buy just straight calls on this one, or you could do the vertical
Yes.
spread.
For example, on something like Amazon, the options for that could be quite expensive. So
Yeah,
if
I
I
was like,
see,
ooh.
it could be over $2,000 to $5,000 for a contract. So if I see a good opportunity there, I might tell our members, because we have all different types of traders at Santorelli Trading Exchange. We have professionals, and then we have beginner traders, so small accounts up to large multi-million-dollar accounts. So some of them might be able to get into the regular Amazon calls. That's sometimes what I'll do. If I feel like a lot of my members might not be able to do it and they still want to watch along, follow along, and I feel a vertical call spread might still be a good viable option, I'll give that as an option in our official trade alert as well. Say, hey guys, I'm getting the call here, but I also feel you could get a spread as well.
Very good. All right. Hope this one helps.
And guys, it's as easy as when we're in breakout momentum, I'm trading calls or spreads. When we're in breakdown momentum, I'm trading puts or vertical put spreads. Very easy. If you guys have any questions, just comment below. Glad to help. Any other questions, Jeff?
No, it's cool.
If you guys like to sign up, go to thesantorelliexchange.com. Use promo code YouTube for $500 off yearly membership. Take care, guys.